Hello, Houston. Thank you guys for having me. I'm blessed to be here. I'm up here after people told me over and over again, you don't belong up here, right? People said, what are you doing? You're making a podcast. You're posting on Instagram. You're doing these things. You're embarrassing yourself. You're dancing around, right? You're dancing around. Have a little bit of courage, right? Have a bit of courage. You're sitting here because you're curious. You want to know what to do. You want to know how to build your brand and amplify things. And I'm going to tell you, how many people, show of hands, work in a high-pressure environment, right? How many people know about compartment syndrome? Anybody? Compartment, how many physicians? And so compartment syndrome, right? We got compartments in our leg, right down here, 4 of them. When something happens and pressure starts to increase, the pressure squeezes that compartment. It squeezes the muscles, it squeezes the blood vessels, it squeezes the nerves. And what does it do? It causes pain, and it causes lack of function, and ultimately it can cause the loss of your leg, right? That's orthopedic surgery. How many people have compartments in their business? Show of hands, right? When the pressure increases, what do? Do you ignore it? Do you look at it? Do you try to change things? Or do you release the pressure, right? This is what I'm here to talk about. If you want to amplify your business, you've got to notify it, you've got to find those pressure points, you've got to be curious about your weaknesses, and you've got to find those weaknesses. You've got to then have the courage to go and act, right? You can't be a pleaser and sit back and do nothing, right? Just bury your head in the sand and hope it goes away. You can't be undecided or an paralytic who just gathers data and does nothing, right? You've got to act. And then you've got to have the wisdom and skill to do it and to take care of it and to make it better. So you're here, you're curious because you're here, you've got to have the courage to act, you've got to develop that skill so that you can change the world. You can change it in your family, you can change it in your practice, you can change it in your business, and you can change it at home. It is an amazing opportunity, but if you sit here and you listen either to the voice in your head, or you listen to the voice of a family member, even somebody who loves you, who says, hey, don't do that, right? If you're doing it, founded on willing the good of others and loving others and trying to make people better, you have an opportunity to change the world, and you owe it to the world to do it. So I'll tell you, I thought it too, and I'm going to quote my mom, who told me, you can do anything and you can change the world, right? And for so long, I kind of just thought, hey, that's my mom, right? She's just telling me this. But the reality is, if you start with yourself, you can change the world right where you sit. You can change it in your family. You can change it for people who don't even know you. And you don't ever know how your message may change everything. It may change something for somebody that you see, someone who sees you, and someone who believes in you. I'm also going to quote my dad. My dad told me, growing up, keep on working and never rest until your good is better and your better is best. He's going to be smiling at me for that one. Okay. Always work hard, but never be satisfied. Right? Never be satisfied with where you sit. Be grateful, be humble, thank the people who got you where you are, because there's so many people who got you here. There's so many people who got you here. Thanks. I think it's just, for me, that ability to be humble and to be grateful, it just makes a huge difference in your life. And if you want to change the world, you've got to get better. And if you want to change the world, you've got to do your best. And I think you have that opportunity. You can start it today. Just keep working. So the definition of love is to will the good of the other, right? To will the good of the other, that's the definition of love. It's not romantic love, it's nothing like that. You need to start by willing the good of yourself. You need to start by being curious and courageous today and making commitments to change your life for the better. You need to start by willing the good of your family, those people that are around you, and you need to start by willing the good of everyone who you touch. Everyone in this world can be better because they had an opportunity to meet you, to talk to you, to see you, to be with you, and you have that ability. And so go out and do it. Don't be afraid when you hear the voice in the back of your head, which I hear right now, like, shut up. Know how to do it. Go out and love people, will their good, and change the world because you can do it and it can start in this room.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stand up. Stand up and give this great, this fine, wonderful panel your round of applause.
And they were like, hey, you need to be on LinkedIn. And I was like, I'm not looking for a job.
Right.
And they were like, that's not what LinkedIn is. And I was like, oh, come on. And so, but you guys have actually turned it into basically an empowering machine for people. And I think that that's really, really cool. And I just wanted to hear a little bit about it so we can spread the word.
Yeah, you would not be alone in thinking that LinkedIn was super spammy. I mean, that is something that we get all the time. But the way we like to reframe it is like, have you ever gotten like a spam text? The answer is yes. Do you throw your phone in the garbage? No. Have you ever gotten some junk mail at your house? Yeah, of course. Do you like hack down your mailbox and never ever want to get mail again? No. You want to pay attention to the stuff that matters and then get rid of the stuff that doesn't. And so many people don't go on LinkedIn because they're like, oh, it's so super spammy. And then when they get back on, there's a ton of spam. But just like with maybe a phone or your house, certainly, like if you're gone for a couple of months from your house, you check your mailbox, there's going to be a lot of crap in your mailbox. There's going to be a lot of junk in your mailbox. And yeah, you got to sift through it. But the more you're home, the less those kinds of things happen. And so the same thing with LinkedIn. The more that you're active on LinkedIn, the less sort of junk you're going to get. And the more that you'll train the algorithm to give you the right kind of stuff.
I love that. Love it.
Yeah, and we have over 100 people at the Aspire event right now that we got from LinkedIn who did not know us before without spending any money on advertising. We connected with them 30 days before the event. We looked for people in the Houston area who are looking to scale their business and most likely to come to an in-person event, connected with them, and then sent them a message saying, hey, I know it's short notice, but I'm going to be speaking at Aspire Tour. Would you like to come as our guest? So literally every town we go to, we're able to generate qualified prospects at no ad cost on autopilot. We don't just do it for us. We do it for the Aspire Tour. We do it for David Meltzer. We do it for Courtney Epps. Multiple people are able to use the same strategy. And if it's in-person event, if it's an online event, if it's an in-person appointment visit, if it's a book you're trying to sell, a conversation you're trying to create, HubSpot says that LinkedIn is 277% more effective than other social media for driving business. So if you're not leveraging it right now, you're losing an opportunity to grow your business.
Yep. I mean, I agree. Just what I've seen. So I had with you guys, I think between the Emerald Lounge registrations, there was over 400 people who ultimately claimed tickets. A lot of mine came from LinkedIn contacts. And so one of the things that we see a bunch on LinkedIn that I've seen a lot is AI stuff. Sure. And what I found out was I was like, well, I'm going to use AI to generate this image and do this. Well, then I started putting some pictures. I put a picture of me playing football back in the day with Drew Brees, and I put a picture of me with Kevin O'Leary. And all of a sudden, instead of having 500 views, they had 5,000 views.
Exactly.
Right? And so that authenticity that was there, I think is very interesting because I was like, I mean, to me, it was amazing that that's what people I think are craving. They crave seeing the real person.
They do, and it takes so much less time than other social media because video doesn't even do well on LinkedIn.
Right.
So you can create a post with a photo you already have. You could schedule all your content for the next 2 months in a few minutes, and you literally can reach thousands of people every single day.
Yeah, and LinkedIn is using a new software for their algorithm. It used to be you could post on LinkedIn and you get reach. It'd be great. You could post anything that you wanted to, with the exception of the dancing cat videos, because that was not what it was supposed to be about. But they are now using 360 Brew is their new algorithm. 360 Brew. Yes, dear listener, please watch it. Please look up 360 Brew. Why? Because there's a very specific formula, a very specific thing. And we talk about your headline. Your headline matters. And it's not about who you are and what accolades you have and diplomas and degrees. That's really awesome and it's cool. And the only person who really cares about that is your mother.
Correct.
As they should. And yet that is not the thing that is going to push out your stuff to the right people. It's actually doing what we do. We have a formula for the headline, empowering who to do what without the thing that they don't want. And when you take that formula and you incorporate it with the new algorithm, which looks at your formula, looks at the way you post, looks at the general picture of your profile and who you are and what you do and why it should put out your information to other people, it's extremely powerful. So make sure you look up 360 Brew. And if nothing else, make sure that your headline calls out to who it is that you want to serve and why they should care about you, and why they should care about you and what you can do for them, not about how cool you are and how many degrees or all the other things that you have.
I'm so cool.
Cool. And aren't we all? Aren't we all so cool? But
and that's
in our own world.
Even using the word cool
that's
makes us cool.
the coolest. It's very true.
Yeah.
Well, and so I also love to follow you guys because I follow you guys. Where in the world are we? Right. So you guys, you're like, do people watch this? And you know they do, but I do, and I'm always, and I try to figure it out, but before you tell us. And but so I mean that's super cool. Where are you guys going next? What's on
Our next trip is, I have no idea. I think next we are Augusta to speak at a mastermind, and then Justin has a cabaret he's performing in Palm Springs.
In Palm Springs,
and then I'll be
No way.
speaking. And then I'll be speaking during that week at Aspire Phoenix.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell me about the cabaret.
The cabaret is a little residency, and so they'll invite people from Broadway. They'll invite people, a lot of people, especially Broadway folks. And so in Palm Springs, they do this really cool thing where they do a 4-night stretch. And they take the stage of this beautiful theater in Palm Springs, and instead of making people sit in the audience, they have them all come up on the stage, put tables on the stage, and it is so intimate. It's just myself and a piano player. And the piano player who called me up and was like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And called Kim, because Kim is also, besides being the love of my life and my business partner in all things, also my manager as well. So they called Kim like, "Hey, do you think Justin would want to come and do this thing? It's 4 nights, and it's super intimate. It's just piano, me and piano." And it was one of the people that I worked with on American Idol on one of that first season. And so it is just going to be me for about, 45 minutes or so to an hour?
An hour to an hour and a half.
Yeah, hour and a half. See, this is why she's my manager. 'Cause I'm like, it's like 2 songs, right? No, she's like, you're going to sing 10. You're going to sing 10. It's good. Yeah. And so we just did a version of it 2 weeks ago. And so now, it's me and a piano player, and it's just going to be a bunch of my Broadway favorites. I get to tell stories and do what I do. And what's really interesting is that all the stuff that we preach on LinkedIn, all the things that you and Kim and I get to do, whether that's on Aspire or David Meltzer's panel, like that, telling the stories is so huge. Because I can sing the songs, right? Somebody else wrote the songs. But ultimately, the things that differentiate me from anyone else who gets up and sings that same song. Right. Just like the things that will differentiate us from people who are in the same exact business are the stories that we tell, right? That are uniquely yours. And so I love being able to leverage the things that we do in and outside of LinkedIn for things in my entertainment career, just as much as we do for a podcast or for a panel or being on stage.
So tell me this. Like for me, we've got to practice. We've got to go and keep doing our stuff. Mm-hmm. How much is practice for you in maybe for both of you, but for you specifically with singing and performing? Yeah. How much does that factor into your week as you go through? And then Kim, for you, as you're just building businesses and performing, where do you find that time and make that time to practice so that you can excel at what you're doing as much as you're excelling?
Very simply, and I can speak for both of us in the sort of higher level sense, is that it's not what we do, it's who we are on a daily basis. That practice is baked into, for me, it's just, I sing all the time. Thanks. I will devote time to practicing as much as I hate it. I really hate it. I really do. But I do it. And it just is a part of who I am, and it touches every single facet of my life. But for you in business?
We have 14 elite clients, which is where I get to play.
Nice.
I get to play in scaling their business. And then the rest of the work that we do is a scalable agency where we have clients who we implement systems for them every single day. And our elite clients is where we lead and explore, but we are always learning. We invest in our own coaches, we invest in content, we invest in strategy. And if I'm not with my children or with my love or working with a client, I'm listening to something, whether it's an audiobook, a podcast, a strategy, a course, a program, always looking at best practices. But I only choose to listen to people I trade places with on the thing I'm listening to.
Right. And you preach that. I've heard it before, and I love that. I mean, for me, I am fascinated by people who operate at the highest level, right? Who are doing what you guys are doing at that high level, and how you do it and how you get there, whether it's athletes, whether it's moms and dads, whoever it is that is just like taking it to the level that everybody's striving for. And so that's why for me, it's such a blessing to have you guys here, to partner with you here at the Aspire Tour and here in the Emerald Lounge, because you guys were big, you were our sponsors. So fabulous to be here, and brought all your guests, and had I think a great meet and greet, which I missed briefly, but I just think you guys rock, and you inspire me. So thank you for that.
Yeah. And
I hope for you guys only all the best success in everything. And I know that you're going to find it, because you're not going to stop till you get it right. And you're probably success is all part of the journey, right? So
it is. Thanks for partnering with us. It's been a lot of fun.
Partnering with us.
You guys rock. I'm going to play you off with some applause.
85% of our bodies are made for applause and cash. So this is perfect.
So let's go.
Hello and welcome to Slice of Piefer Aspire Tour Edition. I am here with the one, the only, the nationally famous Dr. Stefano Sinicropi. Thank you so much for being here.
Beautifully said, Doctor. It's great to be here with you. This is exciting.
Yes, we are here at the Emerald Lounge. You and I have the pleasure of being on a panel together here later, which is going to be awesome. Having two physicians on a panel at a major, massive business tour is very cool.
Never seen it before.
Right.
This is a first.
It's going to be good, though.
This is we're breaking boundaries, man. We're breaking ceilings.
That's right.
Here.
That's right. I love it. It's going to be so fun. But tell me a little bit about. Well, let me let you share. I know a lot about you, but share a little bit of your vision about what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I just give the really brief version, since we're doing this is the quick version of our podcast. We're going to have a really long one together on each other's podcast. But so I'm an orthopedic spine surgeon by background. You know, you're an ortho guy. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And so I've been doing this for a long time, 20 years. And at some point, I realized that the system was broken. It just was not working for our patients. People were getting sicker and sicker. I wanted to do something about it, slowly started dabbling in the world of integrative health. And then when I learned about all these different biohacking strategies that people were doing, you know, for those of you that are out here, if you've ever gone to one of these biohacking conferences, it's wild. Like, people are so dialed into this stuff. I thought it was a bunch of woo-woo nonsense. You know, we're trained at Columbia, you know, you trained at a great place, and, you know, we're trained a certain way. We don't know any of this stuff. And then when you go and look at the data and the science on this stuff, all of a sudden you're just, I can't believe I missed this whole thing. So once I went down that road, I decided I wanted to make a difference. And then just started opening up these integrative health centers where we, you know, it's not like we take them off of all their Western medicine ideas, like if they have hypertension or whatever, lupus or whatever. It's that we add in these other modalities to try to decrease their pain medications, to try to decrease their, you know, their anti-inflammatories, all these caustic drugs, to get them off of these infusions and all these things that they're getting that are actually, you know, ruining their bodies even further. It's been a pleasure. I mean, I really enjoy it. And now I'm expanding into the speaking world and, you know, really doing, you know, I'm launching my own mastermind for providers to get them out of the rat race. Okay. It's called, you know, it's called the Sovereign Provider Mastermind. And it's because we are not taught how to manage our own lives, and doctors and nurses and nurse practitioners and dentists and chiropractors and all our fellow like healthcare people, they're left way behind. They're completely left out in the dark. And what happens? Dissatisfaction, burnout rates are crazy. I actually quoted last night at the meeting, suicide rates for female physicians are 400% higher than the regular population.
Yeah.
400%.
That's crazy. That is
And
nuts.
we're sitting here like this is okay. So if your doctor is disgruntled, or your nurse practitioner, whoever, if they're disgruntled, how is your care going to be? How much? I'm going to ask you a question. I know it's your show.
Sure. No, go
how much?
shoot.
How much apathy do you see amongst our own colleagues where they're just checked out? It's no longer the noble profession. It's like, I'm just going to do my job. I'm going to stay in my lane, do my surgery, or
Right.
write a
See my
bunch of
patients.
prescriptions, and I'm outie because they can't deal, because they're trying to deal with their own problems. They've got financial issues. They've got marital issues. They've got health issues, big time, probably bigger than the general population. So what are you seeing as far as apathy out there?
I see it for sure. Those burnout rates are super high amongst physicians, and it's a challenge because we always say, you hear medical providers in general, but physicians specifically are terrible patients, and so we tend to put patients first. We put their lives and their health first, and we let our lives and our health fall behind. And that goes for not only your physical health but your mental health. And so we're seeing that strain of medicine that's really now running through the entire profession. And then it's challenging as reimbursement has gone down,
Correct.
as amount of work hours in order to maintain your same level of livelihood have gone up. You see people working 60 hours a week, working 80 hours a week, still trying, signing charts for 2.5 hours after they finish their clinic day because they're trying to see so many people. And so I think that part really puts a major strain on physicians and providers in general. We see it a lot in the hospitalists,
It's really bad. I mean, I am so obsessed with this project, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring these folks in. And I know some people, they're going to see what I'm doing, and I get involved in so many things, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, now you want doctors, to leave altogether. No, I don't. If you guys knew how many physicians are thinking about quitting or leaving, 70% of U.S. physicians would not recommend anyone go to medical school. This is like real data. That's a problem. So what we're going to do for them is we're going to teach them how to get their own lives back, their autonomy. We're going to teach them how to negotiate contracts with hospitals so they don't get screwed. Because, folks, I know you're not. Listen, me and you, we're not going to get any sympathy. I get it. We're not here for sympathy, but I'm just telling you, we get screwed by everybody. We get screwed by insurance companies, by hospital systems, pretty much by anybody. We're just prey. We're low-hanging prey. By the way, MD stands for money dump. That's what they call us on Wall Street. That's bad.
That is not.
We're
good.
the money
Not
dump
good.
people. Like, okay, they're like, oh, look at that, like vulnerable doctor. Let's get, like we talk about the vulnerable patient.
Right.
We're just vulnerable because we buy into anything. We don't know what to do. It's just we want to just soothe ourselves. And so, by teaching them how to live their lives, to manage their finances, their health, and their time.
Right.
If we can get them those things back by these courses, think about how much better doctor. Then they can fall in love again with what they, with what they actually do, not be so stressed because they're not good. And then they don't want to learn about integrative health and all this others. If you're super stressed about that and you're working 80 hours a week, you're going to really learn about how light therapy works, how stem cells work. You don't give a crap how they work.
Right.
But then you don't offer it to your patients, and then you're not giving them the care that to be honest with you, they deserve. So
They may find someplace else as well.
correct.
Well, I think that this is amazing. I am super pumped for our panel discussion
gonna be
today. It's going to be
amazing.
great. Having two physicians is going to be fabulous. And I think the interesting thing, and I mean, I think the amazing thing really is that the parallel between leadership in the operating room, which you've been doing 10,000 plus cases, right?
Yes, sir.
And there are parallels between that and managing that operating room where no one that's in the room with you is your employee, right?
That's correct.
Everybody has to work with you, but
Everybody's
you
the part of the
but
team.
And so they all get into that scenario. But I think that translates. It translates over to high level, high stakes, high pressure business entrepreneurs.
sure does.
And I think that there's that beauty there that hopefully you and I will get a little bit of a chance to pull back the curtain so people can see it.
It's going to be fun. I look forward to it, but I really look for. This is the teaser though to our home and away podcast that we're doing. So it's going to be fun.
It's going to be awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. We're going to play you off with some. Yes, the crowd is going wild. Very nice. And I am here with the one and only David Meltzer. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hosting the panel. It was an amazing, amazing day.
I am so blessed because when I think about what I get to do each day, and the people who I get to do it with, and to sit in front of 4,000 people with you and to watch, you inspire people, which is my mission, to empower others, was a blessing. And as much as I don't like to leave my family, it's always well worth it. And I just want to thank you for helping me with my mission. And I can't wait to see what we do next.
Absolutely. Thank you as well. I mean, we had a great meeting up by the escalator. That was awesome. I mean, such great questions from the crowd. I thought that was amazing. And then the Emerald Lounge turned out to be a big hit. We had a lot of people here.
Yeah, it was the talk of the Aspire Tour. People are going to be trying to get their own Emerald Lounge, and they were calling me the Wizard.
Nice.
I like that.
Nice.
I just put on your green jacket and told them to beware of the great and powerful Oz of the Emerald Lounge here at Aspire. But it's interesting you talked about the meetup, because it's something that I did organically to help people. And it absolutely, for me, is the most fulfilling, but also the best content.
Right.
Because it's so organic, and it's a test and a testament to truly actualizing what you know, because there's no preparation. It is literally ask me anything, cold call, cold coaching, hot seat coaching. It's the Bud Light seat for an hour minimum. And I do 200 of those. And I hope it encourages other people that have knowledge to share, wisdom to share, inspiration to share, to go ahead and reach out to your communities and say, hey, let's meet up and see how we can help each other.
Right. I loved it. I mean, it was so funny because when you were talking about, you were talking, I was like, I have a great piece that I can talk about luck. And then you started talking about luck. I was like, man, this is like we rehearsed it.
Yeah, right. Well, the universe is exact, right? And luck is part of that.
It was really, really, I just thought it was great. I thought the questions were amazing. And I really felt like the panel went well. I thought everybody did great. And it was, I think that's really cool for the people in the audience to get to see, right? To get to see people who maybe aren't always professional speakers up there sharing and being there. So I think that was great. I really, really enjoyed it.
Well, I found some parallels today, and one of them was Kevin O'Leary, who's Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank. So Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank was in the not almighty, but the new movie, Academy Award nominated movie, and I'm always forgetting.
With Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. And he was excellent. And I kept thinking, isn't this funny? Because all the other people here, that I'm working with, they're kind of like Kevin O'Leary on a movie.
Right.
Like he held his own, right? With Timothy Chalamet and all those great actors in that movie, he held his own. And as I was sitting there leading the way with these 5 extraordinary people, 2 orthopedic surgeons, world-renowned like yourself, and the morning person here who's now building this other company, the incredible Kim Walsh Phillips, and of course, Courtney Epps, I was thinking, wow, they're up there and they're getting the same juice that I get, that, Bill Yu gets, that Ed Milet gets, that O'Leary got. And you're kind of returning the favor to Mr. Wonderful by holding your own on the stage and sharing it with him. So I want to congratulate you. And it's just a testament to the mission, man. And you're going to inspire millions of people in your career besides save millions. See, I don't have the opportunity to save lives like you do, but you're going to inspire millions like I do.
Well, I mean, that's the goal. And I mean, one of the things that getting to work with you has been such a blessing for me is just being able to not only open the doors and make the connections, but also having a bit of guidance in terms of where to go and what to do and where to be and how to sort of strategically work that mission in the right direction so that you can help people and you can serve people, and we can do that in a way that's a little bit different. Because for me, a little bit like the Wizard of Oz, orthopedic surgery is kind of behind this, like what happens behind the curtain, people don't really know. And it's a little bit mysterious, but there's a lot of leadership things and a lot of growth and a lot of team building and a lot of humility and gratitude that happens behind those doors that I think can translate to the boardroom. And I think that's really, it's exciting for me to get to share it. And I appreciate you helping to be the catalyst to make all that stuff happen, which is awesome.
What's also cool is, I talk about the dummy tax.
Yes.
And it's very expensive tax. Emotional tax is expensive. The dummy tax is the most expensive. And then you got all the normal taxes. And I'm thinking, if I was an orthopedic surgeon, in the dummy tax and how expensive it is. Like, I'm sure you're dealing with residents and PAs and even, the technical assistants from merch guys, the device companies. There's a lot of dummy tax that has to be paid. not as much dummy tax on a stage.
Right. Right.
You know, and I love the fact because they were talking about who works in high pressure situations. I didn't raise my hand.
Right.
Right. And I used to.
Yeah.
Like it was serious stuff when you have a kid's life in your hands.
Yeah.
His contract, and he's only on average going to play 2.5 years. And this could be his financial future if you screw it up.
Right. No doubt. There's pressure. That's big
if you
time
don't
pressure.
cover the right things, the injuries, the COVID, you know, there's only one NBA agent that had a COVID clause.
Really?
All the other players got no money.
Really?
Yeah, only one NBA
moly.
said it had, you know, a pandemic clause in there that he would be paid through a pandemic.
Wow.
How cool is that?
That's wild.
But that's just the dummy tax.
That's learning.
And so I really, you know, admire what you do. And you can hold your own on the podcast, on the stages, on coaching people. It's amazing to see because you do hundreds of, you know, life-saving procedures and meetings that I don't have that type of pressure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, the beauty of that is that I think it's a blessing, right? And it's getting to serve is such an opportunity for me and I love it. So that makes it all worth it. So I get to have all of these conversations every day. And how can we optimize so that patients feel the best, that they feel like they've spent their time wisely by being in my office, but also can establish trust in a relatively short period of time.
Right.
And that is a huge gift, right? That's a huge gift for someone to say, I trust you to open up my knee and replace it. And it's not like we've known each other for 10 years, right? They know what they've seen of me, they online, what they've read, what they've heard from people, and the 20 to 30 minutes that we had together to talk about it. And now they're going to trust me to do that. So that's a blessing.
Well, you're very confident in what you do in your business. You're very confident in the podcast, on the stages. And now it comes to a different level of confidence. I can see you getting more comfortable.
Sure.
Like I never thought you were nervous at all. Like when we're doing these, I don't see you, but you and the other people that I'm working with, I love the fact that you're just really comfortable.
Right.
And because the more comfortable you get, the more at ease you are, and the more at ease you are, the more your essence shows.
Sure.
And you have such a beautiful light. And, you know, the next level for you isn't confidence, it's comfortability.
Right.
You know, and I'll know you're comfortable when you come out popping and shopping. And
when we have our dance off.
Exactly.
Right? We got to do the dance
Well, we're a
off.
team. I'm thinking more team, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like dance team. We'll call some young guys out.
Absolutely.
But I saw that one dude from the Effed Up company. He was doing a little break dance thing when I did the group picture.
Yes.
I'm thinking, okay, there's one. I bet he has his own little crew. We could turn him out 80s style.
That's right. I love it. That we could do it. There's
Exactly.
no
That's
doubt.
comfort,
No
man.
doubt.
You could break dance on the big stage.
Break dance on the big stage. We just have to clear some room. You guys need to back up.
Exactly.
So it's going to be good. Well, David, I know you're catching a flight. I'm catching a flight.
God,
Thank you
right?
so much for being here. Yeah, if I can catch
This
a
will
flight.
be one of many Pipers.
That's
Slice of Pipers. Slice one.
So
There's
slice
8
number
slices
one.
in this
There's-
pizza, baby.
There's slices galore, infinity slices. Anyway, but I appreciate you so much. I really am so glad that you're here with us today and that you invited me to be here.
Heck yeah.
And I'm appreciative to Aspire as well. I mean, that was to Andrew and the entire Aspire team for having the opportunity
Nick
to be
Ham
here.
especially.
Yeah,
He's a big fan of yours.
Nick Ham is awesome. Alex, obviously Smith, she helped lead me around backstage and got me where I needed to be. She
Cool.
takes care of everything and she communicated all the way. So, if you haven't been doing an Aspire tour, you got to do it. It's really awesome. It's going to be coming to a town near you. They're doing one every month, right?
Yeah.
So that's
We'll
going to
do
be really,
Phoenix
really cool.
next. So come and join us next month in Phoenix.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, David, love you, man. Thank
Bless
you so
you.
much.
Thank you,
got
man.
it.
Have a good
Absolutely.
vacation.
Hold on, I'm playing you off with some applause. And then the final. Yep. Wait for it. Here it comes.